Hi, good morning.
Hi, morning.
Great. So just give it a few minutes for the rest of the folks to join. So I would ask that you keep your video off so we can have mercy on some of other boost bandwidth. So please, could you turn off your video? Okay, so maybe I should just ask if you could just. Okay, so I guess we should get started. Please, I just want to ask once more that you turn off your mic and your video. Oh yeah, please turn off your video.
Yes, we should put off our videos.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, mine is off.
Okay, so I guess we'll start in the next 5 minutes. In the next 1 minute, sorry.
All right.
Okay, great. So Let me start out by introducing myself. So my name is Dr. Simpa Danya. You guys must have, so I can just quickly just share my LinkedIn profile. I guess that's like the quickest introduction I can get to myself. All right, so this meeting is just for me to basically get feedback from you guys and talk about what the program is all about, and hopefully as we get into the training program, you would have better understanding going forward. So I've been involved in the digital health space for a while, about like 15 years now. And the whole idea for me is that, it's difficult for healthcare to be transformed if you don't use technology. And we're the best people that can solve our problem. I mean, nobody's going to come from outside to solve, our problem. And so I set up on that quest to basically help solve the problem. Please kindly turn off mute your mic. All right. So what we then build is APMIS. Please kindly mute your mic. Okay. So basically, and so what we've done is built APMIS. I mean, I believe that you guys have seen the videos, right? And so I don't talk about what APMIS is and what it does, and all that. But the thing is that we cannot scale our platform if we don't have people who are knowledgeable to be able to support hospitals in implementing APMIS. And that's why we started the Digital Health Implementation Specialist Program. So the idea is that we would train you guys, and you guys will go ahead and then implement in various hospitals, and support those hospitals to make sure that they're using technology as much as possible. And that's the whole idea. So that's the whole idea. And you try to make the platform as simple as possible, and so that it's easy for people to learn it and use it. And so you guys have seen, like I said, you guys have seen the videos. So that's essentially what it is. At the end of the program, there's a choice to go two ways, right? Our original plan is that we will support everybody to kind of build their own health IT support company. The other alternative is that we might just absorb you guys, into one company, and everybody gets paid off from that. Because I'm sure that one of the big issues at the back of everybody's mind is, where's the money? So the way we kind of roll out our program is on what you call a transaction model. So for the hospitals that we do, we get a certain amount of money each time they see a patient. And so that is what we then share with you guys. That is what we share with you guys, going forward, and to try and just be sure that it's fair. I mean, so if you look at it on a per patient basis, I think the cost is about between 200 to like 500, and then you get about 10% of that. So if they see 1,000 patients, you get 10% of whatever they see. But on the average, based on the model that we have and the information we have almost a pipeline of about 500 hospitals to do in Lagos over the next 1 year. We think that everybody should be able to take home, roughly between 600 and 1 million naira from the calculation that we've done. And then depending on how you then organize it, you can have multiples of that. We expect that it will take about a month to set up and get one hospital fully functional, to where they can start basically generating money. We also think that those hospitals should be situated close to where you live as much as possible, so that one, it reduces the overhead. Two, it also ensures that you can provide the support as quickly as possible. On that side. So that's the very big overview. This whole thing is supposed to be like a question and answer session. So I would take questions and then try and answer them as quickly as possible. And going forward, if there's anything you don't understand, just let me know. If there are any concerns that you have.
Okay, I wanted to ask, my name is Uweye Boluwaji.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I think there was how will I say it? Okay, let me just go straight to the question. The question is, what about people that don't really have the knowledge per se? Is it our facility, and when we're posted to the facilities, do we learn everything there, or we still need to do some other stuff, or we need to have some other trainings?
I just said that that's why there's a training program, right? So there's a 2 weeks training program, which is online. There's a 2 weeks training program, which is online, and then subsequently, you're then attached to the hospital so that you can get the practical experience before you then go on, to be able to run or support your own hospital. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Okay, my question.
So,
not really.
Okay, so maybe it would be easier, right, if we put the questions in the chat, so that way I can read it out and answer it. Do you need any extra knowledge? Really, you don't need any extra knowledge.
Okay, all right.
The basic thing we expect is that, I think at the baseline, apart from being able to teach and communicate in English, is the fact that you should understand some networking issues. So the platform is basically, it runs over the internet. So you should be able to, if people have issues with connecting to the internet, you should be able to solve that. I think that's the only thing that I would say that you need to know, really.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
my name is
question,
Samuel.
Now, you can
my
all
name is
talk.
Emmanuel Oshinaike.
Okay.
Emmanuel
Go ahead.
Oshinaike. Yeah, so my question is, first of all, when we commence the practical section, is there going to be any support for transportation cost and covering maybe logistics like feeding or whatever, or like any little stipend for this initial
So,
session? And then will there be materials also? Will there be materials
okay. So you have an
apart
online.
from the like that we can give to the hospitals?
So you have an online like learning environment, and we'll create the same thing also for the facilities. But that's it, right? We're trying to make this as low cost as possible so that we can get as far as possible. Now, essentially, ideally, you'll be paying for this training, okay? But because we want to scale this out, and we're basically starting out an industry, okay? As this now, no, there'll be no money for stipend for anything, for transportation or not. I expect that you will be able to learn. I mean, it's basically you're going to school, right? You pay to go to school. School doesn't pay you, okay? But once your hospital begins to make money on the platform, or once we sign them up, you would earn money going forward. And which is why I said that there are two options to it. One, we can set you up as an independent consultant, or we can set you up as part of a whole company.
Okay, so thank you. I have a second question. My second question is, are there tips you can give to us to have high success rates in onboarding these hospitals,
Sure,
looking at your wealth of experience over 15 years?
So definitely, and that's the whole idea, right? We'll provide 100% support. Actually have a team of about I think 6 people that are going to be engaged with you going forward. So it's not even just me alone, and these guys have field experience doing this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, good afternoon. Good morning. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is the online training. So, sorry, on which platform is that going to take place?
So we'll send you the link. It's essentially it's off on one of our partners' websites, but we'll send you the link.
Okay, thank you.
I'll register you. Good. Any other question?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chuka.
The link that you're talking about, is it different from the YouTube link that I saw?
Oh, sure. So the YouTube link is basically get what the users, right, using the application. This is teaching you how to teach the users. So there's a slight difference, okay? And of course, the link on YouTube is not structured, right? There's no place you can go and ask questions, or nobody's really attending to that. It's just more of a, let's say, marketing thing. That's what you have out on YouTube. But this is more structured, and it's about training you to set up your hospitals, the processes, and then how we validate the work that you're doing. Of course, then the teaching around the various modules and all that.
Okay. And then my next question
Good
is
morning.
the second practical training. That's
Yes.
after the first 2 weeks. Notice that it falls on February 18th and the elections is on the 16th. That period, is there a possibility that the second phase is going to be moved because of the elections, kind of?
So I doubt it, right? So the idea is we need to get out of the box as quickly as possible, and this hospital is going to be within your environment. Okay, which is why I said that you need to, so you need to fill that form, that link, so that we know which hospital we can assign you to. So, I think you should be within a walking distance of your environment, as much as is possible within your local government area, as it is. So, hospitals will be open, election or no election. I don't think in Lagos the election will be violent. The violence around the election, if anywhere, is going to be up north. And I actually don't think that there will be anyway. Essentially, there are two folks that are from the same region contesting. So, but I don't see us really moving that. But again, that's what we say now. But if things get bad, then yes, we'd have to move it. The goal for us is that we should get into actual work by 1st of March.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Isabella. My question is, you said something about the remunerations beginning when the hospital one is attached to starts making money, right?
Yes.
Now, does it mean that the payments or remunerations are on a commission basis, or is there a standard payment for the workers?
So my current thinking, and which is why we're having this call, my current thinking is basically to prorate it based on the activity that's coming from the hospital, because the more the hospital is doing, the more the support requirement is. You get, and if the hospital is doing less, right, it means that you can then take on more hospitals as well. So it's a measure between that, right? And so initial thought is commission, which is 10% of, I think we're fixing at 10% of what we get overall. And we can watch it and see how it turns out. Again, you also want to put some performance incentive in there, right? Because you need to take ownership. You need to take ownership, right?
Yeah.
On the platform side, we make sure that, as much as possible, everything works. Okay, but we need it to be invested, because ideally, my own goal is to build health IT entrepreneurs. Okay.
Okay.
And this is just the initial state, because as you engage with those hospitals, there are probably a lot more businesses that will come out of that, that will fall on your lap to basically resolve, down the line. But so it's building a whole industry, more or less, and I really don't want people approaching it from an employee type mentality as much as possible, even though, I know that some people just cannot cope, and then we might have to look at, that, or we're attaching some people that want salary to some other guys that want to be like, entrepreneurs from this.
Okay.
But at the end of the training program, is there a I don't know, probably certificate or something? I don't know.
We'll give certificate, and I believe that so we're going to be doing this with some Microsoft support as well. So yes, you get some certificate. And so even though we're starting from Lagos, ultimately this becomes like a national program, so we're actually going from state to state,
Okay, I also have a question. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, if we onboard hospitals with this software that already have an existing software backend, so how do we prevent conflict of interest or clash, and how do we convince them that ours is superior or better?
So in my initial thinking, right? So first and foremost, like less than 1% of hospitals. So less than 1% of all the hospitals. So less than about, let me say 5% of hospitals across Lagos already have one form of platform. So there's really a wide market to that. In most instances, I don't think you guys should be doing marketing. I mean, we basically have like a traction of hospitals to go and do, so it's really about, we've come to start the implementation, not about trying to convince them, and to change platforms and all that. I mean, so we're working with the Association of Hospital Owners in Lagos State to run this program. Okay, so I don't see you guys doing that much marketing, really, or trying to convince them. But of course, I mean, we'll take a class. We can put in a class there where we talk about how you engage and if you need to do that. But that is, so this is more about implementation than about marketing.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that's good. Because I also hope we won't do much marketing. Thank you.
No. So the marketing is done already. It's just the rollout. That's the issue.
Implementation. Yeah.
Okay, so you are saying you have the hospitals on ground, you make the marketing, and you still have plans to reach out to more hospitals within Lagos to accommodate other participants to be attached.
Yes, I mean, we like I said, 500 hospitals to get to at the barest minimum, and the goal is to try and do it as fast as possible. Well, not necessarily as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, by multiplying the number of hands, not by the speed of implementation.
So, like, how many persons are you going to attach to a particular hospital with this particular solution?
So, ideally, depending on the size of the hospital, right? And so, for a regular 4-bed, 5-bed hospital, I think one person can do it because there are just like 10 people that you'll be relating to, which is fine. Otherwise, we might try to work as teams where we're pairing people up, and so you might also have the choice to maybe choose your team. So, I mean, again, it depends on the feedback that we're getting from you guys to say, it's better for us to work in twos, and all that. So it might be better to work in twos so that in case one person is not available, another person can also do that. But it will always average to 1. So 2 of you can support 2 hospitals. Do you understand? Rather than just one person supporting 1 hospital. So, but again, like I said, it's essentially, we have a platform where we can make this, have these conversations and decide how, we run it. So even though we're responsible for training and all that, essentially, I want it to be your business, right? It's just that I'm providing guidance in how you then run that business, within the healthcare space.
That's where we now eventually choose to be kind of like own it as our own, like a consultant to that firm, and not the work model you initially talked about, whereby we can decide. That's where we can decide to, let's say, I don't want to be part of a company like you earlier said, but I want to own it as, okay, fine, after the training and everything.
So my primary goal is to make you guys consultants. So the leeway to joining the company, it's really, it's a second consideration and actually a minor consideration, but because for some people, it might just be very heavy for them to think about it. So the first option is really you guys self-form. You choose to come together and choose to do this and make a success out of it.
If we have hospitals on our end that would like to deploy the solutions to, like, okay, I would like to take this solution and run it in this particular firm, Is that
Sure.
allowed?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, so essentially, right? It's a partnership. It's a partnership where, apart from the fact that it's mutually beneficial for us financially, it's also a partnership where we're trying to get better healthcare into Lagos. Because really, I mean, you want to go to the hospital where you can get the best care. You don't want to go to a hospital where you're spending 6 hours waiting to see doctor for 15 minutes, right? You want to get to a hospital where after they treated you, you want to pick up your phone and look at it and say, oh, this is what they treated me for. You know, so that's kind of transformation that we, you know, I mean, I set out, you know, that's the vision overall.
All right, great. One other question I want to ask is this like a first pilot phase, or you already have guys that are actually running this? And
we have guys that are doing this already. Okay, so I think we're doing about 8 hospitals in Lagos, a couple others in some other states. We're doing some stuff in UCH, in Ibadan. So, yeah.
Oh, so the solution is already deployed to hospitals and they are already using it. We're just continuing.
Yes, you guys are not, I mean, so admins as a whole, we're almost like 25, 30 people in the company.
Okay, so this first wave is are set now. The ones you're recruiting now are the ones that maybe will stay on and then teach others, right?
So, like I said, it's a business, right? Think about it like the way that you have independent, so I think this Cisco does something similar to this. SAP does something similar to this, right? So
Okay.
you can decide that what you want to do going forward is training other people. And you can decide that you're going to charge a fee to train other people to become consultants. I mean, it's just like, you know, we write exams, right? Some people go and set up lessons to write exams. Some people take the exam so that they can become something else moving forward in life. So the whole idea is, I mean, it's your play. Think about what works. Obviously, you need more hands to teach more people going forward. Like I said, essentially, this is going to be a national program, right? We're launching in a few more states in the coming month after the election. So if you find some guys that are good enough, of course, we'll pull you to say, okay, why not come and, you know, and do this in other states or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask, how long is a program expected to last? What's the duration like?
Which of the program now?
Yeah, the implementation in the hospitals.
So I mean, if you're in a hospital, I expect that you keep the hospital for life. I mean, it's as far as the hospital is working, they should have somebody that is managing the IT, right? You know,
Yeah.
because, I mean, so it should be life. I mean, and again, that goes to how much you can build that relationship and provide that support, you know, for them. So
Okay.
I mean, it's not an 8-month program. I mean, as long as they're using the software, I mean, we're getting paid. You're getting paid, you know.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So we've got like 5 minutes to go, but go ahead.
Sorry, I just joined now. I've been having network issues because it was raining heavily at my end here.
Okay.
So I've been on and off for a while.
Okay, so I'm recording this.
I have some few questions.
Go ahead quickly.
Okay. So the implementation program are we going to be attached to a hospital?
Chairman, read the mail now.
For the 2 weeks practical.
Chairman, read the mail.
I read the mail, sir. My question is, the hospital we are attached to, are we going to be working there permanently or just for the practical?
So the initial practicum, you go to the hospital that we're already doing, so you can see what is being done, or there's a new hospital and so on and so forth. You. But after that, you will go to a new hospital where that is your hospital.
Okay. All right. So after the practicum, are we going to be working with just one hospital or as many as possible? Maybe we're going from one hospital to the other.
So the thing is, I would say as many as possible that is convenient to support without being overtly greedy. So, but at least in the initial, I don't expect you to be in more than one hospital, at least for the first 3 to 4.
Okay.
Right. And then you then have the ability, because it's your business, you can also go and look for somebody else and say, come and join me, and I will teach you, and then you can go and do another hospital, and so, because like in anything, right, the initial phases are the most difficult part, right? After that, most things they will be calling you for is, internet is not working, let us fix internet, or, oh, we need to buy UPS, come and buy UPS, or, any of all those issues. So, but, I mean, the initial training is on the new staff, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the clarification.
All right. Cool.
Okay. One more thing. Some of us have some jobs we are currently engaged in. Are we going to do this full time or can do it part time?
So I don't think you can do it part time.
Okay.
So for instance, you don't want to go to a hospital and then they say that it's because the IT person is not around. That's why they cannot use the system, right?
Okay, I understand.
So I mean, when I say you can do it part time, it means that you cannot be the only person that is supporting the hospital while you're doing it part time. You must find a way to provide solution and support that hospital, because if you fail, it impacts the whole story around our platform. So yes, you might do part-time, but you must, if you are doing part-time, you must have somebody that's supporting you. That's when the hospital calls, they are going to show. It's about providing service. I mean, the idea I start with you every day to say, did you go, did you not go? But is that the hospital is happy. So one of the big things you find about me and AppNess is it's about creating joy in healthcare. So whatever will make the people happy, we want to do that. So building the platform is because we want to change the story that is in healthcare. We want, So I mean, you guys can reach me out, either chat on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, or Twitter. You can, my DM is open on Twitter. So stuff is going to end in the next 1 minute. Thank you for coming on board. We will send out, send out the emails. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much.
One final question I'd like to ask. Can you kind of like give us figures, kind of like rough estimates? You'll say something like it depends on how many patients that is there.
I think that based on our calculation and the average, you will make between 600 to 1 million naira across 1 year.
Across 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay. What about per month, sir?
Divide the amount now, divide it now. So you're making between 30 to 100K per month.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, thank you guys.
So please, can you please send us your details that we can reach you at LinkedIn, Twitter.
My number is on the email, right? So you can either send it on WhatsApp.
Okay.
My name is Stepadania. You'll find me on Twitter and on Facebook.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Reach out to me. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful time.